So we're back again. Okay, let's do a little bit more work with this this text tool. First off, I want to remove my gecko. So let's just pick him up and put him over here out of the way and keep him safe. And I'm going to bring back that line tool because I want you to see exactly what we're doing here. I think for starters, let's just get rid of that text. Now I'll show you how to get rid of that. I want to break it away from this circle to start with. And let's go up, let's break text apart, and then let's select the lizard and let's delete that. Okay, so breaking components apart is the same for all sorts of objects. Let me just bring two objects together and combine them. So I'm going to, Control D to duplicate this object like this, Control D, bring it in there, highlight the two, Control L to combine. Combining is when you get two objects that become one component. But let's just say I want to break that back down. Let's go back to the break apart, which is Control K, and that will give me back the two individual components there and there. Okay, so let's just delete those out. Just a little recap. So as we want text to flow around the top of the circle and also around the bottom at the same time. So I'm going to go back to my text tool on the left hand side and I'm going to write in hello. No, let's put in one shirt. And then on my second line down, which is going to follow round the bottom away. Okay, so first off what I want to do is I want to make sure that I get my font right on this first. So it doesn't matter, you can change it once you're inside there, that's absolutely fine. And our one shirt away font is actually Bank Gothic, so I'm going to select that. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to split this into two components, so the top line and the bottom line. So I'm going to go up and go Control K, which is arrange, break text apart. So let's break any objects apart. I'm going to bring this one down the bottom because that's where I want that, and this one I want around the top. Okay, so selecting the text, I highlight it or click on it, then I highlight or click the circle, I go up to text and fit text to path, which puts it around the top. Now I want to do the same with the bottom text, but I want this text to flow around the bottom. So I'm going to click once on the away and then once on the circle, and I'm going to go back to the text tool and fit text to path. But it's going to put it in the same place on the top, which is not where I want it. It's going to default to that. So I'm going to find the red dot on this particular bit and I'm going to drag it and bring it down the bottom. And when I get to central point, you can see there, I get a red line, okay, to tell me that I am bang center of this. That text is there. Perfect. Oh no, the text is upside down. So what you need to do then is come back to your transformation tool here, and you're going to select mirror horizontally and mirror text vertically, and that's going to put it there. Perfect. Oh no. No, it's on the inside. That's quite straightforward. You're going to grab the little red dot and you're going to pull it down underneath. There you go. So if you reduced the size of this circle, the components would all come together a little bit more. So if we just say we did, let's click once on the circle and then we go up or down or wherever you want to go to one of the corners and pull that circle in. There we go. And as you can see, whoops, a daisy. As you can see, it scales everything perfectly. But let's just say you want to space this out a little bit more, or you want to make the font bigger. So as the font is a component, what we do is basically highlight it and go through and select the font size. If you want, if it doesn't quite match and you wanted something in between what's listed there, you can just type in the font size that you want. And again down here, I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to go up here and press 50, and that'll give me what I need. And if I want to space this out again, I can go back to the shape tool to the left hand side there, and I can pull and stretch out the text. And again with that there as well. And also I need to move that back down because I've moved the position out of the way. Make sure we've got that central position there. That's cool. and I might want to reduce the size of that, in which case I'd have to increase the size of that font. So one shirt away, and that's what you be. So once you make your first one, let's bring the gecko back in here. We can have him hanging out the circle if we wanted. Some people may say, oh, actually, I want a circle to give me like a border around the outside or the inside to give the appearance of a badge. And so what you can do in that particular situation is you can bring in another Eclipse tool to the center point and drag it out. So like this. Oh, I did that wrong. So basically, as I'm doing that, what I'm doing is I'm holding down the Shift and the Control key. Okay, let's do that again. So I'm going to position myself somewhere in the middle there, very as close to the middle as possible. I'm press down the Shift and the Control key, and I'm going to drag, and that is going to give me a larger circle on the outside. I'm going to put a border, I'm going to drag around the outside of that, the Select tool. So I've got all of that, and what I'm going to do now is to align this all centrally in both directions, vertically and horizontally. I'm going to press E and C. And so I know now that this inner circle and that outer circle are the exact proportion and central position that I need, and this font is just following that circle, so I know that everything there is in the right place. Look at that. So fussy, so fussy. As you zoom in, obviously you can get more and more closer to exactly where you need to be. Cool. Right, okay, so highlighting those again, E and C, just make sure I've got them in the right position. So what I want on the outside here, this customer's asked me for a thicker border. Okay, so it gives the appearance of the badge, and they don't want an inner border at the moment, but they may come back in a moment and ask for that. So let's right click and get rid of that outer border. Now what we can do, there's two ways of making an edge for this. One, we can use a contour tool, which will basically reproduce this edge at a smaller or larger size. The other way is actually we can make the line thickness thick, and then we can convert it to an object afterwards. So first off, let me show you this way. So by clicking once on the outside circle, we're going to come across to this tool. Now it could be set up as drop shadow, it could be set up as any one of these flyouts depending on what the tools that you or somebody else used last. So let's go down to the contour tool, and we're going to select that, and we're going to come back to the circle, and we're going to click on the circle, and we're going to pull in. And as you can see straight away, the transformation bar at the top there is showing us what size the offset of the contour is, and at the moment that's at 1.4 millimeters, so it's quite small, and we're going to bring that down to about 3 mil. So you can have that as an internal contour. I mean, I could have pulled out and it would have made an external contour, like so, outside contour. If I click it, it will automatically do that. Inside contour, or cheekily, we can get lots and lots of contours, and then you get the amount of steps that you actually want through that as well. So we could reduce the amount of steps here and the actual distance between them as well, you know, so we could do all sorts of funky stuff. Okay, let's just go back to just giving us, automatically that went to one inside contour when we got to one, which is quite clever. Okay, so we only want one on the inside, so let's reduce that right back down to one. Okay, that's cool. And so actually all I want is a black edge around the outside, so that's fine. What I would do in that case is go over and click on the black. No, unfortunately, because what we've got there is we've got two components, an inner circle and an outer circle, and what we need to do is make these two components separate. Okay, so there's a way you can do that. You can do it through the fill tool on here, and you can change the different colours, so the inside would be white and the fill behind this would be black. I don't really want to do this because what I want to work with is actually one combined component around the outside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click once on here, and it's showing me the offset of that contour, and then I want to go up to arrange, and the good old-fashioned break apart, which is Control K. I'm going to click on that, and now that is not a contour. That is a separate entity. It's another eclipse tool. So I'm going to click on the eclipse there, hold down the Shift key and click on the external eclipse, and then I'm going to go Control L, which is combine. So I've got both components, both eclipses held together at the moment. Control L, I'm combining those, and now I can make that external border any color I want.